Hey, it's the Preacher, and today's a twofer. We're at one of my favorite little ponds full of my favorite fish to eat, which is panfish, bluegills, crappie, stuff like that. So number one, we're going to stock the pot. Big bluegill, one crappie. I lost another one right at the bank. Anyways, those will eat. Let me say a little something about what we're doing. We're stocking the pot. We're catching to eat today, but we're also catching to stock a pond. You see, the pond that I love to fish up here, when I first started fishing it, all the fish were about that long. They were overpopulated. It was just little bitty brim and little paper thin crappie. And so a friend of mine has some pure Florida strain bass in a lake that he built and stocked with pure Florida strain bass. And so I caught 3 of those bass out of there probably 5 or 6 years ago. Brought them over here and threw them. They were probably in the 3-pound range. I threw them in a pond full of just brim and crappie that long. There was no bass in there. Those bass ate those brim and crappie so that I get these big fish. See? Nothing that size was in that pond until the bass ate them down and allowed them to grow up. So now we're getting too many bass. So now we're getting a lot of bass about this size. See? You know, 8-10 inches. This pond has no bass in it. 0. I've fished it many times. Just the same thing. A little bitty tiny brim and perch. There goes the wood ducks. So, we're going to pitch this one in there. Since there's no bass in here, then what we'll be doing is we'll be growing the pure Florida strain bass. Now, if you add Florida strain bass to an existing pond with bass in it, you'll just kind of breed out the genes of having Florida strain bass. Since this pond has no bass in it, this is about the 2nd or 3rd trip I've made over here throwing bass in today. These bass will all start populating, and yes, I'll have these very expensive Florida strain bass in a pond. And then this will become my favorite pond to fish. Anyways, twofold. Stocking the pot, stocking the pond. I got fish to clean. See you guys on the next video.